Hey, welcome to Half the Battle!
And welcome, my friends, to the final video of the Summer of Vehicles and Playsets!
And to end it, we have to go back. Back to the future, all the way to the year 2000. In the year 2000. In the year 2000. Man, it's been ages since I did that bit. Does anybody even still get the reference?
So yes, it's been years, but today we're revisiting Battle Force 2000 by taking a look at their fighter jet. So meet the Vector. This vehicle was released in 1987 with all original parts under the Battle Force 2000 subline. And like all Battle Force 2000 stuff, it's pretty weird looking. I mean, I know why they were going for futuristic, and sure, it looks like that, but also weird. Not in a bad way, mind you. It's also quite sleek as jet fighters should be. Maybe that's why the main body and the canopy are so smooth. There's some line detailing, but it's pretty bare otherwise. Well, apart from the air intakes.
One thing that's awesome is that the Vector is armed to the freaking teeth.
There's 2 guns under the cockpit, 2 on the wings, and 4 missiles under the body. Then there's the Vector's party trick or gimmick. Twin guns on the detachable pod that feels very Star Wars-esque to me.
It's the main play feature of the toy.
And the pod is supposed to be part of the fortress formed by the other Battle Force 2000 vehicle parts. Though that thing's always looked kinda crappy. The only other playthings are removable panels and retractable landing gear. Those bits do feel pretty flimsy, but I think that's due to wear and tear. I'm guessing they were tighter when the toy was new.
Most G.I.Joe aircraft suffer from this.
Overall, I do like the Vector, and though I don't have the other Battle Force 2000 vehicles, from pictures I can say with some confidence this one is my favorite of the bunch. And that was the only toy ever made of the Vector. Its name was reused once for a convention-exclusive conquest of all things, but this mold or the concept wasn't used again. Now, despite being a decent-sized airplane, the Vector did not come with a figure. None of the Battle Force 2000 vehicles did. That's because Hasbro, in their infinite wisdom...
Wait, did I say wisdom? I meant infinite greed.
In their infinite greed, they decided that all the BF 2000 figures would be sold separately from the vehicles, even though they're all vehicle drivers. The only way to get them was in figure 2 packs, so you could get 2 for the price of, 2. Well, except in Europe, where we didn't get the vehicles, and the figures were on single cards without the Battle Force 2000 branding.
Anyway,
the pilot is supposed to be Maverick, which makes sense since he is the only pilot in Battle Force 2000, that's why he's on the box art. Speaking of the box, the back specified the guns are lasers, which is unusual for the toys, but in line with the futuristic Battle Force 2000 theme. It also accidentally brings it in line with the cartoon, where it was all lasers all the time.
Too bad then that Battle Force 2000 came out in 1987.
That awkward time between the Sunbow and Deke cartoons, so they didn't appear in either. The Vector and other vehicles were animated for commercials though, so you can see what could have been.
The Vector did show up in the comics.
It and Battle Force 2000 first showed up in issue 68, where they helped fend off a Cobra attack on other Joes. The Vector doesn't show up again until issue 74, where it plays a small part in the Cobra Civil War. It did, however, get an issue of special missions dedicated to it, well, it and Maverick, where they do an air show and the jet gets stolen by Cobra, only for Maverick to find it again. The only other appearance, and the final one, is in issue 113, where they kill off most of Battle Force 2000.
And Maverick's death, as well as the destruction of the Vector, was incredibly stupid.
You see, the whole team is moving through a fuel depot, including the very slow and low-flying Vector, when Cobra fires artillery at it, blowing everybody but Dodger up.
So what the hell was the Vector doing there?
Shouldn't it have been, I don't know, participating in the air battle that was going on? Have him die doing that instead of in a way that makes no logical sense whatsoever. It's not the dumbest death in the G.I.Joe comic that undergoes the Dark Lawn, but it's up there. So yeah, as far as the comic goes, there were some cool appearances, but the end really left a bad taste in my mouth. Not because of the death, but the way it was done. So, that was the Vector, a fun, sleek jet that I'm really happy to have in my collection.
And that concludes the Summer of Vehicles and Playsets. We'll be back to our regular schedule in September. Well, I'll see you next time, everybody, and hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing.
We have clearance, Clarence.
Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?